Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Favoring or promoting reform, often by government action. A person who favors a political philosophy of progress and reform and the protection of civil liberties. A tense of verbs used in describing action that is ongoing. Advancing in severity. Progressive paralysis. Favoring or promoting progress. Progressive schools. Gradually advancing in extent. Of a card game or a dance, involving a series of sections for which the participants successively change place or relative position. Progressive euchre. Of taxes, adjusted so that the rate increases as the amount of income increases. Favoring or promoting reform, often by government action. Favoring or promoting reform, often by government action. A disputant who advocates reform. Given or giving freely. A liberal backer of the arts. A person who favors a political philosophy of progress and reform and the protection of civil liberties. Showing or characterized by broad-mindedness. A liberal newspaper. Not literal. A person who favors an economic theory of laissez-faire and self-regulating markets. Having political or social views favoring reform and progress. Tolerant of change, not bound by authoritarianism, orthodoxy, or tradition. A person who favors a political philosophy of progress and reform and the protection of civil liberties. A tense of verbs used in describing action that is ongoing. Wanting in moral strength, courage, or will. Having the attributes of man as opposed to e.g. divine beings. A tense of verbs used in describing action that is ongoing. Not perfect, defective or inadequate. Had only an imperfect understanding of his responsibilities. A tense of verbs used in describing action that is ongoing. A tense of verbs used in describing action that is ongoing. Engaged in or ready for military or naval operations. On active duty. Chemical agent capable of activity. Used of verbs, e.g., to run, and participial adjectives, e.g., running, in, running water, expressing action rather than a state of being. Taking part in an activity. An active member of the club. In operation. An active tradition. The voice used to indicate that the grammatical subject of the verb is performing the action or causing the happening denoted by the verb. The boy threw the ball, uses the active voice. A person who is a participating member of an organization. The club issues a list of members, both the actives and the retirees. Characterized by energetic activity. An active toddler. Disposed to take action or effectuate change. A director who takes an active interest in corporate operations. Engaged in full-time work. Active duty. Exerting influence or producing a change or effect. An active ingredient. Expressing that the subject of the sentence has the semantic function of actor. Hemingway favors active constructions. Full of activity or engaged in continuous activity. An active seaport. Of e.g. volcanoes, capable of erupting. Of e.g. volcanoes, erupting or liable to erupt. Active volcanoes. Of the Sun, characterized by an increased occurrence of sunspots and flares and radio emissions, tending to become more severe or wider in scope. Active tuberculosis. The highest level of development at a particular time, especially the present time. State-of-the-art technology. Brought up to date. Modernized methods. Brought up to date. Being or producing something like nothing done or experienced or created before. Stylistically innovative works. Ahead of the times. Is British industry innovative enough? Moving forward. Ahead of the times. A forward-looking corporation. Far along in time. A man of advanced age. Ahead in development, complex or intricate. Advanced technology. Ahead of the times. The advanced teaching methods. Situated ahead or going before. At that time the most advanced outpost was still east of the Rockies. At a higher level in training or knowledge or skill. An advanced degree. Comparatively late in a course of development. The illness had reached an advanced stage. Farther along in physical or mental development. The child's skeletal age was classified as advanced. Of societies, highly developed especially in technology or industry. Advanced societies. Moving forward. Relating to a recently developed fashion or style. Their offices are in a modern skyscraper. Used of a living language, being the current stage in its development. Ahead of the times. A typeface, based on an 18th-century design by Giambattista Bodoni, distinguished by regular shape and hairline serifs and heavy downstrokes. A contemporary person. Belonging to the modern era, since the Middle Ages. Modern art. Characteristic of present-day art and music and literature and architecture. Forward in time or order or degree. Near or toward the bow of a ship or cockpit of a plane. The captain went or forward, to check the instruments. Send or ship onward from an intermediate post or station in transit. Forward my mail. At or to or toward the front. He faced forward. In a forward direction. They went slowly forward in the mud. Moving forward. Toward the future, forward in time. I look forward to seeing you. A position on a basketball, soccer, or hockey team. At or near or directed toward the front. The forward section of the aircraft. The person who plays the position of forward in certain games, such as basketball, soccer, or hockey. Used of temperament or behavior, lacking restraint or modesty. A forward child badly in need of discipline. Of the transmission gear causing forward movement in a motor vehicle. In a forward gear. Becoming greater or larger. Increasing prices. Music, increasing in tempo and or volume. Disposed or placed in a particular kind of order. Marked by an orderly, logical, and aesthetically consistent relation of parts. having a systematic arrangement, especially having elements succeeding in order according to rule. An ordered sequence. Going down by steps. Of taxes, gradually decreasing in rate on sums below a certain amount. Employed in industry. The industrial classes. Having highly developed industries. The Industrial Revolution. Suitable to stand up to hard wear. Industrial carpeting. Of or relating to or resulting from industry. Industrial output. A fully developed person from maturity onward. Of animals, fully developed. Designed to arouse lust. Adult movies. A fully developed person from maturity onward. Of animals, fully developed. An adult animal. Any mature animal. Cause to be tense and uneasy or nervous or anxious. He got a phone call from his lawyer that tensed him up. Become stretched or tense or taut. The bodybuilder's neck muscles tensed. Become tense, nervous, or uneasy. He tensed up when he saw his opponent enter the room. A grammatical category of verbs used to express distinctions of time. Increase the tension on. Alternately relax and tense your calf muscle. In or of a state of physical or nervous tension. Pronounced with relatively tense tongue muscles, e.g., the vowel sound in beat. Taut or rigid, stretched tight. Tense piano strings. Unwilling to accept authority or dogma, especially in religion. A person who is broad-minded and tolerant, especially in standards of religious belief and conduct. A cleric who holds more than one benefice at a time. A philosopher who believes that no single explanation can account for all the phenomena of nature. Someone who believes that distinct ethnic or cultural or religious groups can exist together in society. A person of liberal ideals who takes no action to realize them. A member of the political party that urged social reform in 18th and 19th century England, was the opposition party to the Tories. A member of the Whig Party that existed in the United States before the American Civil War. A supporter of the American Revolution.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.